Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about housing market update, a little bit of economy. Okay, so over the weekend, President Trump has signed an executive order to, I believe, to waive the payroll taxes, actually to defer the payroll taxes. And he has also signed to defer student loans until end of the year, or it was quite some time. And to provide some eviction protection. So I think that's in Congress right now. And as you guys all have heard of the $600 stimulus jobless benefit, that has been extended and the pay rate has reduced to $400 per week. Better than nothing. But he has handed over to the state. So it is the state's job to get us that money, and hopefully we could get it in time. Or it's so for those of us who are receiving the unemployment benefits continuously right now, that amount has already built into the new weekly benefits. So please look out for that in your statement. And it looks like the employers have added jobs back in, which have created a decrease in the unemployment rate in July. However, it is yet to be determined because in June, it rebounded back up to 2.8 million of unemployed workers being in place. However, we just have to see because people who filed unemployment for this month have claimed that they are expected to be rehired once things do recover. But we don't know when that's going to be. And for those of us who are not going to be rehired, studies show that it is likely 80% have increased to being unemployed, and we'll see how things will take place after this. So our California, our state, is in deficit of, I believe, like 54 billion. Let me check the records. 54 billion deficit, and due to the COVID-19. And so, and the state lawmakers are divided on how to reverse the situation. This may cause a proposal to a hike in our taxes and to really emphasize or implement raising taxes in our properties. I think mainly concern would be in the commercial first. I don't know, but this is where I feel like as a homeowner, we're trying to recover and really heal from this wound. But if it's affecting our taxes, and here we go again, I mean, we don't know how much this is going to be, what the proposal is going to be. We will just have to wait and see. And not only for the homeowners, but for the renters as well. With the unemployment set to rise, and if the renters are going to, if the landlords are going to lose tenants, and that's going to make the rental prices really drop, and that's going to make the housing prices go down, and possibly foreclosure will really come into play. I mean, that's what all the experts are predicting right now. In lieu of all these health crises, the unemployment is really playing the big factor in really turning this economy and affecting the housing economy. And if it affects the housing economy, it does affect the economy, and they go hand in hand. So yeah, let us closely watch the market and see, and hopefully things will turn out with a lot of other aids and remedies that will come along to help the consumers, the renters, and the homeowners, and the property owners. I'm pretty optimistic in sense of like overall, just generally about everything. I've always been a positive person. You could ask a lot of people that knows me. However, sometimes especially in these times, I feel like we really have to just face the reality, face what's there, what's happening, and really try to improve ourselves, to look at it in a mature perspective, and really learn from this and just grow from it. And if it's really, yeah, a lot of these issues that's been going on, I personally have taken it, and has affected me in ways that really just wanted me to speak out. However, that doesn't change the fact that we're still working hard to live in this world. We're living to help other people who are in need and doing the right things. We have morals in place, and that's what's really drives us to become who we are here to, if our morals are lost, then we have to find out why we're not morally good. And so I will just leave it at that today. And so let's go back to the housing market update. Oh, but one more thing. And if you are struggling and if you're going through hard times, it is okay to reach out to people that you could trust, or find a local community if you're in dire situation. And you'll be surprised. A lot of people, we all struggle. We all have skeletons in our closet. We all had a past. We all had a history. We've all done something that put us in shame and guilt. But that doesn't define who we are when we have recognized the problem, and when we have suffered, and we were sick of being sick of. When you're sick of, how do you say that? I am sick of living. I just blanked my mind. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to this. When you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of living the way you were, you have to realize, what is wrong with my life? And I'm sorry, this is so off topic, but when you're sick of tired of being sick of tired of where you are at, because you've struggled so much and it's not your fault, you want to know why your life has been like that your whole life, falling into depression or even anxiety, aggression, and all these things. You have to realize, why is that affecting you? And so you have to search. You have to seek help. We have to really put our pride aside. If some kind of disease is really affecting your life, we have to find out why that disease is there, right? Just like if you're sick, you go to the hospital to find out. But there are more deeper things in that you know that you can't let other people know internally. And sometimes it happens in the mind. Most of the time, a lot of times it happens in the mind. It happens in yourself, so that people may not understand. And if you tell them, they're like, what? You just need to chill out, or you just need to take you just have to just be positive, or you just have to seek help. But I get it. I understand. And so, and that really affects how we live in our society. And this is why our world is like this. And so I just wanted to say, please don't feel afraid or ashamed to reach out if you're going through anything emotionally, mentally, socially, physically. If you really need help, there are people who can help you. You can look around and you know who that person is that you can trust. So going back to the housing market update, thank you for my little out of this moment. Okay, so back to the housing economy. It really hasn't changed at all either. Only just to say that the housing prices are still in demand, going up. Bidding wars are happening because of the pent-up demand, and the mortgage rates are still being at an all-time low historically. Like now it's at 2.88 from last time we checked. Could be a little lower now on a 30-year. So with the housing market update, really it's just supply and demand. It's been pretty much the same. It was competitive. Housing shortage is still there, and prices are still rising up. So as of now, this is where we stand. But with the unemployment rate, we have to see how that will play in that economy. And we will just have to see at the end of the year, as if we are seeing more and more of laid off jobs and more tenants being, now because the eviction moratorium has ended, and if the landlords start pursuing eviction, hopefully somehow it will all balance out. Then that's another turn on the economy. So we will see how that will play out. And if you are wondering, I had a tenant ask me, if you're wondering, oh, can I use my unemployment income to qualify on a loan? I don't think that is. You do want to check with a lender or a mortgage broker, a loan officer, because what I covered in my earlier video about the loan process, buying process, is that the lenders want to look at a solid two-year history of your employment and check your income status. And if they see that this is an unemployment insurance benefit that we received, which was earlier this year, it really doesn't justify how much the history of the work and the income that you made. So I don't think this would be a yes answer. because you do have to provide those 2 years of history of either your W-2 income along with your tax returns. I actually had a tenant who provided the unemployment income along with their job income statements, and the landlord actually refused. The agent told me, well, I'm sure the agent didn't tell me the specific reason, but just didn't accept this lease proposal that we've submitted. So just wanted to let you know you could try, but I cannot guarantee that the landlord will say yes, nor your lender to approve on a loan. So again, under the CARES Act, the federal established the eviction moratorium, but it has ended, right? It has ended end of July. And so therefore, here are some tips for landlords during this COVID times. I know tenants are still living there. And as a tenant, if you are open to your landlord, you communicate with your landlord, you're honest with them, and you're transparent with them, meaning you verify the situation that you're in. And I'm almost sure that your landlord will work with you, because in these times right now, even if the tenants were to leave, it's not going to be easy finding another tenant in this time. And so the times that we're living in, that's just the way. It's not easy for a lot of business owners and property owners, right? And so, and this is a time to really work with your landlord, and for the landlord as well, this is a time to really, give grace to your tenants and see. But of course, there has to be a balance of compassion and potentially being taken advantage of. And if it really shows, honestly, it shows that if you're trying to take advantage of your landlord, or if the landlord is just really being very unreasonable, or just unethical in all sides, that's not a balance. So please just keep that in mind. So it has been said that those technical glitches has been fixed, but it really doesn't matter personally to us. But taking care of our health and and spreading the word to our family members to take care of their health, I think is good, where we could start. So just to touch on the coronavirus, the COVID cases, so there has been a malfunction on data of recording these infectious diseases. So I don't really like to get into this right now, but just wanted to just encourage you guys, from all these doctors that I've heard, and they've been trying to speak out about, really take the time to take care of your health, and boosting your immunity. That is so critical right now. Taking vitamin C, taking vitamin D3, and also zinc supports. Zinc kills the bacteria, the infectious disease. Of course, I'm not a health expert, nor am I a legal counsel expert on legality of the health public. However, you could also check with your primary care doctor that you can trust. But those three components of vitamins, calcium, vitamin C, vitamin D3, zinc, and staying hydrated, if you could just at least continue with that after you consult with your doctor, that would be so helpful to boosting your immunity. Oh, and another topic about reopening California schools. So it looks like they're going to reopen. I think some schools have already reopened, with a lot of there's going to be a lot of stricter waiver system. So that, we don't know what that is. Let me look into it. They have a strict of a waiver system. If you look at the CDC, the Department of Public Health website, they have a list of topics that you could see what the waiver process is. And as a parent, please review them and see if you feel like you really need to take your children to school, or it's better to keep them here, keep them at home, schooling. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. And also, we are in the wildfire season, so if we could just all try to be more alert and careful to turn off our gas lights, and always double check before leaving the home if need to. If we have turned off our gases, our lights, our heaters, air conditioner, we won't probably be needing a heater, but just wanted to give you some information how we could follow the evacuation orders, and I'll provide all the links below that I on some of the topics that I've shared. Okay, so just a final thought on a final point that I want to share is that, so I think, you know, we all can learn from this disaster. And so we learned that this disaster could strike any time in our health, in our businesses, in our economy, in every aspect of our life, right? And so I was actually looking through some safety plan on the internet, and I felt like this is maybe could be a reminder to some of you, definitely a reminder to me that I need to do, and is that securities. So how is our hardware being protected, like our electronics, our data, and our computers? So it's good to have a backup plan. Is it a backup plan on our security memories? Hardware drive through like USB, or if you have heavy data, I mean, please try to find other resources. But you know, if you're like a simple, like just a, you know, general office, if you just work generally, like a lot of pictures of your family members and all the data, like all the important documents, personal and your family use, then it's good to store all those in a memory stick or in a backup memory device. Also, just storing things in a safe place in an accessible area just in case of an emergency. And I've really discussing with your family in the event of any like natural disaster or anything can happen, right? And let's say we have no use of electronic devices. You and your family should discuss like a place to meet, just in case, you know, if we can't get a hold of each other, what would be like a common ground or a base where you guys can meet. So that would be something to just or talk about. I mean, if you search it on the internet, it has a good safety checklist plan they could provide to you of what you need to prepare in case of an emergency. So future of the real estate is hard to predict. We will just have to ride this wave, and even in the upcoming possible tidal wave, let us be equipped and let us really sharpen our surfboards and find ways to override this hurdle. And let's just keep safe. So please stay tuned. Have a great day. And at the end of it all, I was told by many good counselors to really be thankful for everyday life, and psychologically, that really helps with the soothing, the healing in your mind. That really helps your mind. Something about having gratitude really helps you internally and helps you see more greater things, greater outlook of life. So please stay positive. Let's be grateful for a lot of things. We have a lot of things to be grateful for. First thing, at least we could get up and breathe, right? Have air and oxygen and water, and we really pray for those people who are struggling in other foreign countries who don't have the luxury that we have. So just want to be thankful for that, right? Okay, so have a great day and take care. Be safe. Bye.